Hey, how's it going, guys? And today I'm going to make the shifter for my rear engine, and I have a good piece of the puzzle right here. Just to fill you in on a little bit of what's been going on behind the scenes, I have been looking for a company to make me a custom shifter cable and a custom shifter. And I contacted this place in the States, and they said they were willing to help me, and I called about 4 or 5 times, and they basically couldn't really give me answers other than, oh, you gotta talk to this guy, you gotta talk to this guy. I'm like, yo, I don't have time for this. I was gonna contact you guys to save time, but you're wasting my time. So I'm just gonna make it all myself. So what I've done is I've ordered 67-inch cables off of Amazon, and they're actually for a shifter for an automatic. Just to fill you in on the price I got quoted, I got priced $1,400 US for the shifter and the cables. I have a set of cables in my hand that cost me $35, taxes in, and there's another cable, and I bought 2 of these. So what I'm planning on doing is running these, because I did measure, and I measured around 70 inches I needed for a cable, and this is 67, so I'm sure I can make it work. And I also bought an RSX billet shifter off of eBay. So that's what this is. This was about a couple $100, and it is nasty. It's adjustable, and there's lots of options I can do for throwout lengths and shortnesses. So I am definitely gonna have to modify this to work with my shifter cables that I bought. That's totally cool with me. I can get the welder out, weld this. It's aluminum, so I'll just literally weld aluminum to it. I'm pretty sure that's aluminum, unless it's like literally crap, but it feels like aluminum. It was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Basically, this has gotta go. So I go underneath the car, unbolt this, so I can get my new RSX shifter where I want it. And then I can start running the cables. So I'm probably gonna have to dig a hole into here, come up through the floor, and then right to there. And I also removed my e-brake. My e-brake was here, literally Tapcon in here, like self-tapping screws. I don't want that. I think I want it here closer to the steering wheel. Big projects, and I'm almost out of argon, so I want to do this quickly so I can use the rest of my argon and go and get some. So the first thing I got to do is I have to run these kind of in. So my plan is I'm going to cut off this nub, because this needs pulled and pushed by one cable, and then this needs pulled and pushed by another cable, just like so. This cable has a nut and bolt on it, so I literally am just gonna nut and bolt it to this shaft and to this shaft, because I have 2 cables that are gonna sit in here. And this is the factory setup for the Camry, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to these nuts and bolts. I'll bolt it to my tranny here, so I have to make something right there and then figure out how I'm gonna route this. So I'm gonna route that and then go from there. Scratch that. I just started running the cable, and I can't really get a good spot to turn around in here and go underneath the car towards the shifter. Routed the line like this, and it needs to go back like 5 inches. I think I'll run into problems because I don't think it'll 90 good here because of that. So I'm going to make this mount first. I don't know if I'm wasting my time making this mount because I don't know if these cables are gonna work. Worth the savings and money, because I don't want to spend $1,400 US on this stuff. So I'd rather spend 50. So I'm literally going to make this bracket right now. I'm gonna pull this cable out to the center of the throw, bolt it there, and then measure where I need to have it actually sitting for both of them. And then I'm going to make a mount real quick. Yo, so I pulled this off in literally 25 minutes, which is awesome because I really want to get more argon, so I have some for the weekend. I'll do a little demonstration. So this is left to right. That works fine. And I don't even have bolts in that cable yet. And then this is in and out for the gear selector. And it's actually pretty buttery. All right, so since I do not have any adjustability in the length in them because they're not custom and whatnot, so I have to figure out which way it'll want to be routed to be the perfect length for my shifter. So that'll be a little bit time consuming, but I'm gonna do that right now as quickly as I can because I wanna finish this today. Look at that, she's bolted down, and the cables I ran like 3 or 4 times, but I found this was the best option, and it honestly is the cleanest. They're like not in the way. I'll need to zip tie them away from the exhaust type of thing, but pretty damn good. So they go around, go under here, pretty close to the oil pan and engine, but that's all avoidable. Like that can all be zip tied kind of nicely and hung somewhere, probably right there actually. Sit right there, and then it goes through a hole in my firewall and then out into my cockpit, and they basically like a glove. And I have some give so I can put the shifter where I want it, but oh my god, this is gonna be like the easiest shifter I've ever made. Right now I'm just gonna be building the shifter for the rear engine, and I'm going to engineer something so I'm doing one step at a time. I'm getting this car working, and I can probably engineer something off the current one I have to make cables work with one shifter on each pivot point. So it would actually be four cables, one shifter, and I don't see why that won't work, but let's check it out. That's good. So I gotta get rid of this. Unfortunately, it is RIP. Never gonna use this thing again. It was fun while it lasted, but time to go to cable. There she is. My 2 shifter cables here, and I've got my shifter. So this guy's going here somewhere, and my cables have a little adjustability. Like I have a little bit of give for which way I need it to be. I'm gonna first figure out how I'm gonna attach these to my shifter. I don't know how I'm doing that yet, but I'll figure that out and then drop it where they're connected and see where I can put this thing. That's gonna be really the telltale thing. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I have something solid I can just honestly throw some self-tappers in and send it, you know what I mean? Okay, I got the seat in, and I'm also going to need my e-brake in here. My e-brake used to be over here on this side, and I did not personally like it because I had to reach far for the handbrake when I was drifting. So I'm thinking it's gonna go in there somewhere, so I'm gonna sit in the car, put the wheel on, make sure I can actually pull it, find a position for both these things, and then find out how I'm actually gonna mount this stuff. Okay, I've sat here for a bit, and I've kind of figured out where I want things, and I've realized that I want the steering wheel closer in because I feel like my elbows are like 90 degrees and I don't have any room for my elbows. Like I'm hitting my elbows, right? I want to go in a bit, so I have some room there. So I think I'm gonna take my quick release off. Like I have this so my wheel literally comes off with a button, and I think I'm gonna delete it and see how I like that. Okay, I took 2.5 inches out and I feel much better. I don't even know how I drove like that because this is the exact seating position I had, but the e-brake was over here and the shifter was here. So I'm going to switch, e-brake goes here, shifter goes here, and I think I've got a good base start. Yeah, this was even closer. I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually got away with that. I don't know how I drove like that, guys. It was like this before. Okay, that's much better. Pretty well perfect. All right, guys, so I just realized something that is very time consuming for this project. Something I didn't 100% expect. I kind of expected it 70% or maybe even 40% expected this, but it's designed for a front wheel drive shifter. So it's meant to go like this. The cables face this way and it goes in and out, left and right, for a shifter to do the shifting purpose like normal. And I have mine this direction. It actually doesn't matter what orientation it is. It just matters the throw because the throw is the same way no matter what. When I push forward, pushing the bottom this way, and same with this. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyways, what I'm getting at, when I'm gonna be commanding first gear, like a normal H pattern, I will literally be in reverse the way I have this set up. So I had this hooked up down here and hooked up here, just like before. Everything was working too smoothly. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check and see what gear I'll be in once this is hooked up. So I turned it to the left and in, just like first gear is in any car, and that put me in reverse. So literally I just followed the steps. So when I push this to the left, it pushes this lever out. And then when I push it forward, it pushes this lever in. And right now, I have it in the gear. So I'm gonna crank it and see which way the wheels turn, and I know it's reversed. So what I'm gonna have to do is a big project to this actual shifter to make it work. But I actually have a plan. This actually helping me with my front engine setup, so I can use one shifter for 2 engines. So that's the good part about all this. I'm gonna go through the gears so I know where everything is. So as you can see, that turned backwards, and that's not going to work. So I'm literally gonna have to reverse all of my shifter mechanism designs that I basically bought to make the back engine work. But it would be fine if it was for the front. What I'm saying is I will have literally pieces to bolt in my front shifter. Once I'm done making the rear work, everything is working with the rear. I can pretty much make mounts and attach cables, and then I have 2 transmissions that will work with one shifter, and that will be actually like very, very sick. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this to make the rear work. So I'm gonna put it in reverse. My shifter setup was set up now, and it should be in first. If my theory is correct, and that everything is opposite. What if you sit in my car?
This is for real.
Can we film or no?
Whoa.
So nothing's bolted. Have you ever sat in here before?
No.
No? Okay, you're gonna have to help me here. So you obviously know how to shift it in the first.
Yes.
So do that.
Okay.
You're gonna have to hold this too. Like this is all like jimmied in.
Okay.
Right now. So, yep, left and forward. See how when you go left, this goes forward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we need to know, okay?
Okay.
So this is left and back, right? So left and back.
Where's it going back?
The back, when you go forward,
okay.
it goes back.
So this is for this one kind of thing?
I think. So that one, so you're gonna have to use both your hands. Probably gonna have to hold it somehow and then go like that.
I'm holding?
We want you to go into first, so you're gonna go left and forward.
Forward?
Yeah, so which way did the thing go?
So the thing on the left and then the center thing went back.
Thing on the left went forward? Okay, so I'm gonna go forward and back. So that would have been first gear, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna guarantee you the wheels spin backwards.
Huh.
Okay, this is the start button. Going backwards, yeah.
I pushed the button.
It's because the cables are behind, not in front. So what I'm gonna have to do is make it opposite, right? I'm gonna have to, so when you're actually going forward with it, it's actually going forward with it rather than opposite. And then when you're going this way, I need it to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna have to do is put something up here so it goes that way. You understand?
I think so, yes.
Because we want the opposite. This one's going forward and we need it to go back. Damn.
Nothing is easy.
I think what I'm gonna do is just make a whole bunch of aluminum here and then have them bolt in. So then I can,
What about for the front? Attach them normally?
then the front can just go to here.
Yeah.
And the bottom.
So separate ones.
Separate spots, and then it'll be
But
like
still one.
one. I think that's the plan. I thought it was gonna be really easy to set up like just the rear one, but it didn't work out like that. But the cables work.
Cool.
Opposite, right?
You're redesigning the entire shifter
Making it opposite.
with only one. Oh my goodness.
You've never been in it before.
I'm not coming.
You've never been in the passenger seat either.
Because there's still passengers.
You can. It's in neutral. It didn't spin there. You want my help?
Wonder how I'll. Am I doing it properly?
You want me to teach you how? Get in. You're gonna want your body up first. So get your left hand here. Imagine you getting in and out of a NASCAR. Way harder. You go through the window.
Hi, this is impossible.
Yeah, and then get your left leg here.
Okay, I'm gonna flop my body to you.
You couldn't get it now. No. Life there. All right, so I'm going to start welding this bad boy together. This is going to be welded there. There's gonna be another one welded there. It's gonna be capped on the bottom, and then I'm gonna be starting to tie it in. Unfortunately, I have very thin material. This is all I had. Kind of sucks because it's the weekend and you can't get stuff. So I'm gonna send it with this. If I have to gusset the crap out of it and do a whole bunch of stuff to make it rigid, I will. I don't really have a choice, right? Because it's gotta be very strong because I want this to actually work, and I bang gears like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna weld that guy on, and that's gonna be the first piece to the puzzle, and this will be actually fun. I love aluminum welding, and this should be very clean metal already. Well, aluminum, so it should be some nice welds, I hope. As you can see, I've been busy and it's been a few hours, but a few hours well spent if I do say so myself. This is looking so nasty. So let's see if she works. I'm going to plop my shifter cable into the actual slot, tighten it down a little bit, and then I'm going to attach it to the front here and then see if it will actually shift. And as you can see, it's slotted, so it will be fully adjustable. So I'll be able to make it a shorter throw or longer throw, depending on what I'm feeling. And it'll be convenient for matching the front engine as well, because it will be attached to down here rather than up here. And I will be able to get them to do the exact same thing, but opposite, which will be pretty convenient, and it's nicer far away. It'll be adjustable and whatnot. All right, I'll set this up quick and we'll see. All right, so my theory about this being too weak was incorrect, and it shifts like a beast. I don't have this like bolted down yet, but look at that. 1, 2, 3, boom. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, boom. Let's get it. Look at that. Oh my God. Okay, so this piece is going to have to be reversed to the top, so I need to weld a piece here and then have another piece and then have another mount for another cable, just like I did over here, which is totally fine. I just got to do it. But look at that, guys, just boom, boom. That is gonna work perfect, and it actually looks pretty gnarly. Oh my God, look at this, guys. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Oh my gosh, this is actually amazing. It looks good. It looks like it's meant to be. It works good. And then when I'm actually doing the front engine stuff, I will be running the cables from the front, and they have the original parts to bolt in that this shifter came with, and it should just work fairly easily. Minor adjustments. As you can see here, I have all this slotted on both of my rear engine setups, so I can adjust them. So when I do put the front shifter stuff on, which is literally just bolted in on both sides, so there's 2 bolt holes there. Whenever when I decide for the front engine, I will literally replicate it with the back with the actual slotted pieces that I made, and I should be Gucci. I'm pretty excited about that. I also put in my OG shifter. I had to cut off the top and then bolt this on, and I'm pretty stoked about that, actually. So what I have here is an old replica of what I had, and it doesn't really get in the way of my e-brake. I'm gonna do a little sitting and figure out what I want for height and whatnot, because I can still go up way more on the shifter. So whatever I want, I can still do it, and I've got to figure out where I want my shifter and where I want my e-brake, and I've already moved my steering wheel, so that should be good. Pumped about that. This is absolutely amazing. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever made, to be honest. I obviously will have to bolt it down. I'll cut the pieces out that aren't going to be bolted in, because I'm literally just going to put holes in and self-tap it in. It's a race car. And honestly, I won't be surprised if my shifter will be in another car that isn't an MX-3. Will that happen? I don't know, but you didn't hear that from me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to Loctite everything, because I do like what I have here. So I'm gonna Loctite everything and literally have it as if I was gonna drive this car, which that's the goal. I'm done for tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to continue on making these fixtured to the actual car and get them in the right spots and whatnot. But I also have to paint the back transmission one and add gussets, because it actually like has a little bit of flex. So these have a little bit of flex like that. So I might gusset it real quick when I have it out to paint it black, and that's not really a big deal. Look at the shifter up in there. So I've had a little bit of a problem here. As you can see, that is a melted piece of plastic. So that was in this piece right here, which was for my left and right for my shifter. And there's a bunch of play. And honestly, it did have play before because it was just poorly designed. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of make a washer. What I'm gonna kind of do is make a washer out of aluminum, and then I'm going to basically weld it on, but it's gonna be a tight fit, and it should work the same, but it'll actually be less play as long as I get the hole really, really tight. So that's my goal here. I'm gonna try that. I made these little plates. I made 2 of them so they're removable. If they do get worn out, I can replace it. So I will put it in a special place that I'll never remember where I put it. All right, I'll try that in the car, but it feels decent. I think it's going the full amount. I'm not 100% sure. All right, so here we are, fam. Originally, I moved the steering wheel. I took off the Hydro e-brake, and I started from scratch on my shifter. And that is all that I have to do in this video. So I am completely done. This was so custom that it hurts my brain even thinking about it. And the great thing about this is I have the correct gearing. So it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse, just like the stock was. But like I literally had to redesign this opposite though it was geometry wise to get it to do the exact opposite what throw it was going in direction. The nice thing is I will still be able to use my front engine stuff that are already here. I'll just be able to bolt in my existing shifter linkage that's going to go to the front, one shifter cable. So I'm gonna have to do that later on the front, but it should be very simple. Just figuring out a way to actually get it to attach correctly. It's even threaded down there, so it shouldn't be difficult. It actually shifts very good. I'll be driving, drifting, right? And then, it's gonna be so sick. This is much better, because before, literally my e-brake was here. So I was literally having to grab over here where the passenger was. So if there was a passenger, it was like kind of like grabbing his nuts real quick and then going back to the wheel, which it was kind of awkward. Tom, let me know how you feel about that one. But it's just so much better now. This is, I feel like a professional setup. Like everything was so thought out. Like the shifters don't touch each other. There's lots of room for my hand. I'm a happy guy. Yeah. Today I got featured on Donut Media, so that was super cool. If you want to go check the video, Hurt and whoever owns that channel reviewed it, so go check that out. Actually, you're probably gonna see this video a month after because I'm so ahead of editing videos because I've been doing so much work on the car. So right now I'm talking to you and you just saw me do my shifter, but my car's already running. The back engine. It's already running and I'm already starting to tune it. I'll guarantee you that. So be excited because guys, I have one thing on my mind and it's determination to get this car running and driving. That's my name of the game right now. Getting this car going. I have so many other projects, but this is my OG, beautiful, fun car. This thing is so different, so awesome. And okay, so here's the setup from the side. It looks pretty sick. Got it all cleaned up. When I get a chance, I'll take the car outside and grind this off, but I don't grind in my shop at all, so I'm not going to deal with that. I ended up changing it so it's a little bit more adjustable, but I had to raise this a little bit because I used to, like in this video, I even had it where this was adjustable and attached to here, and I welded it to this shifter here. But I ended up changing that because it wasn't actually in the center of the pendulum, which was making third to fourth very long. Actually, I should say neutral to fourth gear and second gear in reverse very long, because it was actually like kind of rolling over because it was already turned. So it was just throwing it way back. So anyways, this is the correct way, and I would never be able to match it up with on the bottom. because down here, this is where I'm going to have my front shifter. So it's gonna be the exact opposite, and that should be fairly straightforward to do. And I can make them adjustable too, so. Endless opportunities, which is absolutely sweet. So look at that, guys. Like, this thing is gonna be so much fun to drive, so much better. And going back here real quick, I just took my cables off. I'm gonna remove this because I do need to gusset here. I completely forgot. So I'm gonna make a little teeny weeny gusset on both of them just so it can't bend this way or that way. It's pretty sturdy, but if under a lot of pressure, it does move. So I'm going to just bang that off real quick. All right, guys, so I've got everything done here. It's all painted. The gussets are welded in. I just did that quick. Everything's attached. I'm going to have to heat wrap this and put it into a sleeve so that does not get cooked, because it will definitely get cooked. It's literally touching my EGTs, so that ain't gonna work, but that's fine. I got some on order, so I'm gonna do that myself later on. I can finish this video off. Here she is, guys. All done, 100% bolted in, and it works like an absolute dream. I think maybe we should just see if the wheels are gonna spin in the right direction real quick. That would probably be smart. Put her in gear, hook up the battery, and crank. That looks like first. That looks like second. That looked like third. That's awesome. Fourth. Fifth. And reverse. Awesome. All the gears are working exactly how they should. I haven't even tested it until now. I was just assuming that I was correcting it by doing everything opposite, and I'm glad I am right, because that was a lot of work. 2 days to be exact. But look at that, guys. Back in action. Big things coming, guys. This thing is gonna be running very, very soon. Things are looking awesome, guys. This thing is gonna be running very soon. In the next episode, I will be putting my flex fuel sensor in. I am waiting on that to come in the mail, but I'm going to install that, my gas tank, do a couple other things. I think I need to do some more wiring, but then I can clean the fuel system, give it a fire up, see what happens. I'm pretty sure I'm there. I also have to do the lines for the wastegate to the boost controller. Guys, this thing's gonna be nasty. Like, literally, it's boost control now. Boost control by electronic. Do it on the computer. I can even have different boosts for throttle position. So, like, if I was at 80% throttle, it would be 0 duty. At 0 throttle, it'd be 15 pounds. Or at 80% throttle, it would be at 15 pounds. And then at 100%, it would be like 25 or whatever I wanted. I could just adjust that. Because obviously I could rip around with like not flooring it quite and getting 15. But if I really needed it, floor it all the way and get it all. There's lots of options now in boost by gear. I'm gonna have to wire in my speed sensor too. I'm waiting on that as well. That goes in here. This is not the correct one, it's not long enough. So I'm gonna get that. And I believe I already have the connector. I bought one, and then I'll wire it in. And I'll have boost by gear, so I can have like 0 boost for launch, a little bit more in second, maybe 10 pounds, and then basically start giving it all the power at 3rd and 4th and 5th gear. Get all that load down. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.